What up, GTA? You go to the, what the heck? Din Tai Fung? Heck no. You know how many Din Tai Fungs there are in LA? Millions. Boy, went to Yashimoto. Whoa. Almost fell over. This can sit in the back. Trying to get all this stuff out of the way. What's up, everybody? What up, Kicks? The studio is so dirty. Suspiro Bosso. Scent of the day will be Bois. Oh, 1920. You like that 1920, Joel. What up, everybody? Just unpacking, really, cleaning the office. I was pissed. My scent of the day was supposed to be Coromandel. Scent of the day ended up being Chanel Sycamore. This is for Kicks. It's calling me, Kicks. It's calling me, bro. I can't stop. Won't stop. That is the first time I've happily spent $22 on a sample. I would have spent it twice. Gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That scent is unreal. Vetiver. Oh, SoCal. Did you ever? Gosh, that fragrance is incredible. That makes Oud Satin Mood look like a kid. Oh man. Did you ever tell me, SoCal, what you thought about Vetiver Sensual? I don't remember you telling me if you liked it. What up, what up, what up, what up? Sorry, guys, I'm cleaning up, so I'm trying to clean the office up a little bit before I put y'all in the hot seat. Yeah, we knew Petty needed to go to bed as soon as he opened his mouth. Thanks for tucking him in, Joel. It's important that kids get their rest. No, no. No, it ain't, buddy. I wish that was the case. That fragrance is more than probably half your collection. That fragrance was dumb expensive. How y'all doing, though? What questions y'all got for me? I got a ton of announcements for you guys tonight as far as stuff that's on the menu this week. Did any of you guys tune into my latest episode today? It was one of my first conceptual videos for the channel. Was it insightful? Was it encouraging? Was it valuable? Kind of looking for a lot of feedback for it. Semple, did you ever smell Bond number 9 Black Sapphire Dubai? Actually, I did. Louis. Louis, you can come in. Come on in. You can come in. Come on, Louis. You guys want to see my cat? Come here. No, come here. Hey, come here. This is Louis. Yeah, I did smell Black Sapphire. I wasn't that impressed. Cool fragrance, but nothing. Not worth the money to me. Trying to get more wears in before I really weigh in. I've worn it about 3 times so far. It feels very linear. It's the cleanest, most mass appealing vetiver I own. Absolutely. It's probably top 3 most mass appealing vetivers. That is a fragrance that in the air feels linear, but over time you'll start to make out different pieces of it. Definitely overspray that fragrance. Like I would say 8 sprays minimum, so you can waft in it and really smell like the amber facets and the citrus facets and the vetiver facets and the mint facets. Like there's a lot of pieces to that fragrance. A lot of people are like, for instance, with Lalique Equus, it is linear, but it's not as linear as people make it out to be. In the air, you just feel a really rich, kind of sparkly, very hot amber, but in the background is so much dimension to it. You got to give it a, you got to wear it strong enough to really appreciate what it does, because Vetiver Sensual is a fragrance where after the first hour, it changes and it goes into different pockets of itself. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's cool. I wish I had a name for you. Is Griefer and that guy the same guy? Gosh, I still have like residue from that fragrance. It's so good. Because I just got that fragrance that represents Puerto Rico. Do you have a or multiple fragrances that represent a country or as notes from specific countries? Yeah, I have. I'm actually in the process of getting my bottle, but it comes from this house, Day 3. You know, almost every Day 3 fragrance is inspired by the Dominican Republic. And so, yeah, I have Ambar Dominicano coming in, inspired by their country. But every fragrance from Day 3 is inspired by the Dominican Republic, whether culturally, vibe, pastries and desserts, things like that. So yeah, that would be a bottle that I own that's inspired by a particular country. Oolong Cha is another one. Absolutely, SoCal. Can you spray 3 different bottles? Absolutely. You'd have to have a really good reason to, otherwise I would think you just have too much time on your hands. But yeah, generally speaking, you could absolutely layer 3 fragrances. I'm thinking of Cedrat Boisé Intense for my second Mancera pickup. Would you say it's worth it? Cedrat Boisé is a very polarizing fragrance. Half the community absolutely loves it. Half the community doesn't understand why the other half of the community loves it. I honestly would say that I can't recommend that Cedrat Boisé is blind buy worthy, even though to many people it is. It's only blind buy worthy to the people that love it. I think a more blind buy worthy fragrance that's way more universally like yes is Chanel Coromandel. And it is very Boisé Intense-esque, but to me it's way better. There's a larger amount of votes of people that think it's insane across the board. And I also just think it's a better fragrance overall, pound for pound. By the way, I got Royal Blanc. Glorious Oud Royal Blanc. Yes. Yeah, Wulong Cha is China. Obviously, he asked, do I own a fragrance that's inspired by a particular country? Yes. Anything from day 3 and Wulong Cha. Yes, they're different country inspirations, but they are country inspirations. Scent bubble. I mean, well, of course, when somebody says Wulong Cha, you don't even have to know where China is to know that that's a fragrance based on China. Scent bubble. Did you pick up a full bottle of that kerosene fragrance you were talking about? No, I didn't. Unknown Pleasures. I want to so bad, but I have so many niche bottles on the way that take priority over it. I will get, and another thing is I didn't want to pull the trigger on Unknown Pleasures until I've tried the entire house. So you guys will see reviews in like 2 weeks of me trying multiple fragrances from Kerosene. Just because I'm in love with a fragrance doesn't mean I don't want to give an entire house the opportunity to wow me with something else that speaks to me more. I love almost everything from the house of Javoy. Right now in my 16 sample set, I love everything I've smelled. Does that mean I'm going to get a bottle of everything? No. But does it mean I need to more strategically spend a little more time with the house to really figure out what speaks to me above the rest of the noise? Yes. So same thing. Unknown Pleasures is a phenomenal fragrance, but I'm not particularly a gourmand guy, even though it really opened my mind to gourmand. However, if anything is remotely close to Unknown Pleasures, I want to try the rest of the house and make sure that if I'm going to get Unknown Pleasures, it's because the best of the best in the house, not just because that fragrance wowed me. I can be wowed by a fragrance and not have a connection to it. I do have a connection to that fragrance, but I'm just saying I could have less of a connection to it in relation to the other fragrances that the house has to offer, and I'm willing to wait. Yes, I appreciate all of the thumbs up to the lives. Yeah, no, I know you didn't mean any offense. It's just you said it, so I had to speak to it. What are your favorite Montal and Mancera fragrances? I don't like Montal at all. Might be blasphemous, but I don't care. Tried a lot of Montal in LA at the Scent Room. Oh, they only had like 5, but that's okay. But I've had a lot of Montal before that, and I'm not a fan. Hate to say it, but I'm not a fan. Mancera, I like Pearl. I like Jardin Exclusive, Vetiver Sensual, Amberful, Instant Crush. I know I'm missing some others. Aqua Wood, Aqua Wind, Oud Lemon Mint. But my favorites from Mancera is Vetiver Sensual, Amberful, Jardin Exclusive, and Pearl, to me. I did try Arabian's Tonka last week. In fact, Kix, I don't even think Kix saw me veer off into the corner and try Arabian's Tonka. It was okay. It didn't speak to me. White, what do you think about Lattafa Liam Blue? It's okay. Yeah, I don't think it's worth the money in the sense that it's a quality clone, but it didn't speak to me. I think if you like Liam Blue, then you should just get Sacrat from Lattafa. By the way, I gave away my Sacrat from Lattafa, not because I didn't like the fragrance, because I think that fragrance is phenomenal, but I just saw that somebody who hadn't tried it before fell in love with it when I was in LA. And I traded him just because I wanted him to experience the same joy I had with the fragrance, and I'm willing to wait till I get a second bottle of it. I traded him for, and I haven't quite organized my collection yet, but I traded him for this. Royal Oud from Creed, the clone, Ministry of Oud Royal. And I can comfortably say, since Kix hooked me up with actual Royal Oud, that this is probably only 80 to 85%. It's not dead ringer. It's not insanely close. It is insanely good at capturing the vibe. of Royal Oud from Creed, but I think where this one will be valid is that it has way better performance than Royal Oud, and it's close enough to call it a clone, 80 to 85%. But it is a great offering nonetheless. There isn't a better rendering of Royal Oud than this currently, but as a 80 to 85% closeness, I'm not ranting and raving and telling people, oh my gosh, you have to get this fragrance. But I love it, and I think it's totally worth the money because what you don't get in closeness, it makes up for it in performance. You get a ton of performance out of this, way more than actual Royal Oud. Royal Oud, you really have to cake the sprays on. I just picked up that new Sonique Terre on discounters. Nice. Thoughts on Black to Black by Mancera? It's okay. I wasn't blown away by it. Aqua de Parma. I don't like Aqua de Parma as a house. They're like Byredo to me. A lot of people love Byredo. Byredo doesn't blow me away. Baldafreak was cool. There was an amber fragrance that I liked from the exclusive line, and Bibliotech was okay, but I wouldn't buy a Byredo, and I wouldn't buy a Aqua de Parma either. They've got good fragrance. It's like Bond Number 9. Bond Number 9 has a lot of good fragrances. They don't have a lot of like, it's like this. Bond Number 9's selling point is their bottle presentation, not their fragrances. Even though, yes, Wall Street, Nomad, Greenwich Village, Lafayette Street, okay, cool, Dubai, but there's so many fragrances in Neiman's that blow Bond Number 9's fragrances out of the water. It's like they look better as standalones, but if you put them to like half the fragrances from Chanel or Tom Ford or Mind Games or Amouage or Xerjoff or Frederic Malle or Initio, they just look like little kid bangers. Is Odyssey Black synthetic? A little bit, but not in a way that people don't like it. Like my wife just smelled Odyssey Black on one of my hoodies and absolutely loved it. What do you think about that macerated decant? It's awesome. Already put it on kicks. It's really nice. Really, really, really nice. I had to suit up today, so, you know, had to try it out. It's really nice. Love it, and thank you so much for it. I really appreciate that. Thought of you yesterday when I saw Ormond Jane announce their May release of Vetiveria. Hope you had a great trip in Cali. Had an awesome trip in Cali. I will be dropping a vlog showing you guys everything we did. And that'll be coming out soon, probably in a week. And I do have an Ormond Jane Discovery set coming. And I think it does... Actually, my Ormond Jane might actually be not in transit yet. It might just be in the queue. I got to check. If it's not in the queue, then I'm going to wait till May so that their new Discovery set will update it with the Vetiver release. But if it is already in transit, then it is what it is. YSL myself, worst fragrance in the YSL lineup, even though it smells good. Is it true that sprayed fragrances into a decant lose their body? No. Absolutely not. No, it's false. Club de Nuit Peugeot 1, great fragrance. Greenlee's good. What up, Greenlee? Odyssey Black, the closest thing to Tom Ford Noir. Odyssey Black, the closest thing to Tom Ford Noir. Yes, but it's not 90% plus. It's like 80. I always say Odyssey Black is a cross between Noir and Spice Bomb Extreme with a touch of infrared in it, which is still amazing, right? Like, none of those three fragrances are bad. I really wanted to go live during the road trip drive to LA, but I just I just got a new car. It's got so much new technology in it. I was sitting there trying to make sure the navigation was good. It just didn't work out. But y'all saw me go live for a little bit. If you go to my live, I think it says I brought fragrances to LA. There is a live from California. But as far as the vlog, I'm still putting that together. I should have just took my other car to LA. It would have been a lot easier. But I was trying to make sure, you know, sitting there with a brand new 2025 whip driving through LA. I was like, let me just make it home without this car getting keyed. One thing I will say is shout out to Estevan. Estevan gave me a tiny decant. He had a little bit left of LV Imagination, just enough to have a good time. So this is real LV Imagination Eau de Parfum. And so I'm going to be doing a video. A lot of you guys have a lot of critiques about Jean Lowe's fragrance and Intimation and Sahib Intense and Aqua Dubai and all that. So I'm going to power rank it for you, and I'm going to compare it all to Original Imagination this week and probably drop it next week. So we will have a top 5 power ranking of closest fragrances to Original Imagination, and we will power rank them based off of closeness, performance, and price. And I do have all of the top 5 most purchased LV Imagination clones. So we will size them up against the real thing. I've smelled Imagination a million times, but because it's been a while, I've waited to drop that video because I wanted to get some more Imagination in my carrying case. So now that I have a little bit of a restock, we can do the video. It's always good to revisit fragrances so that you can really know that you know. And one thing I will say off top is my earlier hypothesis is still true. Sahib Intense is without question the best Imagination clone on price, performance, and longevity. But there's more to it than that. Quick thoughts on Sahib Intense versus Aqua Dubai. Sahib Intense is the better fragrance. Aqua Dubai has a very Club de Nuit iconic feel where it is more synthetic than Sahib Intense, but you get more juice. You get 100 ml of juice. But Aqua Dubai is more expensive. You get a little bit more performance, but it doesn't smell one-to-one to Imagination. Sahib Intense is the best fragrance. It goes Sahib Intense, Aqua Dubai, Intimation, and then Jean Lowe. But we'll break it down more scientifically. I got Aqua, but I want Sahib for the ambroxan and the T note. It's more than that, man. It's more than just the T note and the ambroxan that separates it from the other. It's accuracy, its performance, its richness and depth. It just checks every box over Aqua Dubai. I'm sorry to tell you guys. Now, granted, the thing is Sahib Intense, do I have it here? Sahib Intense is harder to find than Aqua Dubai because there's a Sahib regular. This is a harder fragrance to find than Aqua Dubai. So most people talk about Aqua Dubai. You will almost never hear people bring up Sahib Intense. I think the only person that actually has spoken about Sahib Intense is Neeb Aromatics. But he will tell you that this is the best Imagination clone by far. And to me, this is almost 1-to-1. This is like 97%. I don't even know why I'm giving it a 97. I want to just say 1-to-1, but I'm kind of feeling like leaving a little bit of room just in case people don't think it's all the way, but I think it's all the way. I picked up Latafa Amir and 2 ml of Inspiration Clive Christian's Town and Country, 85% close. Yeah, I would agree with that. What's up? DeBarg, shout outs to India. We love India. We love us some India. I've been looking at a mirror for that white tea note. Omar's just looking for white tea in every fragrance. Omar's on a white tea kick. Yo, how was your trip back home? Oh, it's good, man. I got home safe, man. It was a nice drive in the new car. Now I'm just unpacking. Getting the office back in order. It's still quite dirty. You know, we're still getting it together. Got a lot of stuff we got to go through. Got a lot of stuff we got to go through. A lot of discovery sets. But, you know, we're getting there. Great meeting you, by the way, Esteban. You're a cool dude, man. We're gonna do it again soon. Esteban and Kix were with me in Cali, and we had a great time. Went to the Ex Nihilo house. Had some coffee. Went to the scent room. Ex Nihilo. It was great. There's like a lot of money in this bag. It's like a leprechaun or something. So many coins. Dun, 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 dun. Fragrance World Zodiac Blue. I like Amir a lot. Oh, okay, you're just describing it. We're not gonna be live too long tonight, guys. We're just I'm just going live to talk to the people, and I actually mean it tonight. We're not gonna be live for too long. We're just cleaning up. Not even really dressed for a live, but just thought I'd put you guys in the room with me. You guys can see I'm cleaning up the office. What questions y'all got for me? Can we turn this down? There we go. Much better. Y'all got any other questions for me, guys? Or are we signing off early tonight? You let me know. I'm going to let y'all, we're going to tailor it to y'all. Y'all got any more questions? Give that Fragrance World Ombre Eve a chance. It's a clone of Grand Soir. I don't know if I'm interested in going into more Grand Soir clones because my Eternal Oud is treating me just fine. My Eternal Oud is treating me just fine. And it's macerated into a gem. Especially on skin. Oh man, I mean, I don't know if anything's beaten that. You know what's crazy? There's only a few fragrances that have needed maceration time in my collection. It's like 3 fragrances maybe that have like transformed, and Eternal Oud from Lattafa took genuinely like 7 or 8 months to macerate. Like, cause when I first got it, it was like 80, but now it's like 95, maybe 90 to 95. I bet you if I put it on skin, it would warm up. Man, that's such a good one. Wow. Yeah, Eternal Oud, man, one of the biggest sleeper fragrances out there. A lot of people don't like the bottle. I could care less. I love the bottle. It's Harry Potter. I tell people it's Harry Potter's magic wand. Wingardium Leviosa. Yeah, Eternal Oud, like it was okay. It was solid when I first got it, but man, it's macerated into straight perfection. I was smelling it randomly the other, like a couple weeks ago, because someone asked me about it, and I was like, whoa, this has changed. I mean, that's what Grand Soir is. It's just amber and vanilla. Let me know when you go through those Ex Nihilo samples. Absolutely. I mean, I can go through them right now. I'm gonna make actual episodes on them, but I can go through them right now. To be honest, I forgot what I even had. Let's see. So I have Hedonist. I have Hedonist Extrait. I have Patchouli Memory. And I have Vetiver Morocco. Those were the 4 I picked. You know, she let me pick out what I wanted. So, what a sweet lady. Thank you, Esteban, for setting that up. That was incredible. It's nice because these are like 2 or 3 mLs, so we can try them multiple times. I will say this though, one thing I learned by being in the Ex Nihilo house is that you must put those fragrances on skin because they are too soft and too real of raw materials to put on a test strip and really know what they do. You have to put these on skin, man. It's almost like a much fresher take on Sycamore from Chanel Exclusive. This would be, man, it's almost weaker than Tom Ford Gray Vetiver EDP, but on skin it's so much better. Yeah, man, it gets sweeter on skin. You have to wear all of them on skin, even the extraits. But I mean, I think that's the case with everything, right? But a lot of stuff you can get away with smelling a majority of the fragrance on the test strip. But man, those are all skin fragrances. I actually think the vetiver one is super slept on. It actually gets quite a bit sweet on skin. A lot more amber and vanilla come out. I'm definitely getting a bottle from Ex Nihilo real soon. I honestly think for me it might be Hedonist Straight. I really responded well to that fragrance. No, I haven't had the Oud Maracuja, but from what Fatboy Finesse said, you don't even need Oud Maracuja. You just get the clone and it's call it a day. I have tried Detour Noir Exclusive. It's good. It's not phenomenal. It's like 85%. I do think Exclusive is better than the original, but to me, you might as well just get Lalique White and Black. You'll cover both bases. Shout outs to my boy Rick. He made this in prison. Shout outs to my guy Rick for putting this together for me. The artistic ability in the prison system is second to none. You want to hone a skill? Go to prison, man. That is a complete joke. Don't listen to me. We have so many fragrances, guys. It's crazy as far as like decants and discovery sets. But man, Esteban, you need to get the Javoy discovery set. So far in my fragrance journey, this is Kix's doing right here. This is Kix's fault. This is Kix trying all these fragrances in the car. He didn't even know what to do with himself. Let me take all these out. Kix was trying to be nice. But what I love about this Javoy set, first off, let me just say this. Before I say anything I was about to say about this Javoy set, let me just state this for the record. In my fragrance journey so far, Javoy has had the most bangers out of the box of the Discovery set. A lot of fragrance houses have great fragrances, but as far as bar for bar, just, hey, I want to try fragrances from this house. If Ex Nihilo made a 16 2 ml set, they might compete. And there's some other lines. But first off, all of these are incredible to smell. It is just a journey. It is richness and depth. This is for men. 25 and up, I would even venture to say 30 and up, not necessarily because of age, but more to be able to truly appreciate how exceptional this house is compared to all the other houses. these are absolutely incredible. Now, that aside, when you open it up, it has this sleeve. And when you open up this sleeve, you get these playing cards. So each fragrance has a playing card. And if you look closely in the playing cards, the fragrance is in the playing card, in whatever scene it's enacting. And whatever the playing card is, it has the pyramid of that fragrance. So 21 Conduit Street, there's the pyramid breakdown for you. And just look at that. Grapefruit, lavender, bergamot, rhubarb, fir balsam, amaretto accord, tonka bean, vetiver, and ambroxan modern woods. So you can spray it on the card and on skin and kind of have like a visual art piece. And they all look phenomenal. This house is just blowing me away right now. So what I've been doing is just very slowly looking at the playing cards, spraying the playing cards, walking through each fragrance. But bar for bar, these are of a higher caliber and tier than many niche houses. Even fragrances I might not necessarily buy, I have such a huge respect for, because this is art at its highest level. I'm not talking the actual art. I'm talking the art of the fragrances. The fragrance depth is transportive on every fragrance. I did spend $65 on this set, but I also got an additional 6 decants on top of this of whatever choice I wanted. So I got some Born to Stand Out, I got some Kerosene, I got some Imaginary Authors. So I got 6 decants on the side for free. And then I got 16 2mLs from this house. And they're all individually wrapped. I mean, the experience is top notch. The aesthetic is top notch. The fragrances are top notch. And I personally, if I took 16 fragrances from any house, I don't know if bar for bar they would touch this. I don't think so. Like off the top of my head, I'm thinking of Roja, Creed, Chanel Exclusive, Xerjoff, Amouage, Frederic Malle, Initio, Bond Number 9. I don't see any of those houses going 16 for 16 with Jovoy. I just don't see it. So any of you guys that watch my channel, I will highly recommend this when the time comes, that this will be single-handedly one of the best discovery sets in FragCom to buy. You will get so much bang for your buck, such a transportive experience. It's money well spent. This discovery set alone is worth a bottle of any clone that you own tenfold. And I can't believe that no one's talking about this. Yes, people are talking about Fire at Will. Yes, people are talking about Psychedelic, but they're not talking about the rest of the fragrances. They're not talking about this discovery set. And I'm just not going to allow that to happen any further. People need to talk about this discovery set, not just the house, not just some great fragrances. They need to talk about this discovery set. Now, I know what you meant, Kicks. You know me and you are on the same page. Yeah, Jovoy was... I mean, guys, here's the thing. A lot of people on my page, you guys hear me talk about clones a lot and inspireds, and I do bring up, I mean, surprisingly, if you look and scroll down my YouTube page, I have just as massive of a niche bag as I do the clones and the inspirations and the designers. Um, but what a lot of people don't know is that I'm in niche houses so much more often than the average niche head. Like when I say I've tried creeds recently, almost the entire line. When I say I've tried Bond number 9 recently, I've gone through the whole set. And I have the memory of an elephant. And so, like, I'm very well versed in niche perfumery. I would say my independent niche side is developing. That's where but even in the independent niche side, I've put my nose to hundreds of fragrances just in the last couple of months. So a lot of people don't know, like, my nose is, I don't want to say trained isn't the right word. My nose is very well versed in what it means to have depth and quality in spotting the quality of raw materials and evaluating a fragrance for its nuance and its richness and its uniqueness, because I've put my nose to so many things. I know what's unique. I know what's typical. I know what's poor. I know what's, good. And so I genuinely am telling you guys all of that to say this. The Javoy Discovery set is probably right now the best discovery set of all time so far in my fragrance journey as a set. We will, a lot of the really amazing sets I've come across have less than 5 fragrances in them. I can tell you guys some incredible 5 and 6 fragrance sets that you should pick up. But bar for bar, 16 fragrances from the house versus 16 fragrances from Javoy, I don't know of any house touching them right now. And that is subject to change. But that is coming from a wealth of fragrances in the niche category that I've put my nose to. And I don't typically put my nose to one fragrance from a house. I typically always go through a set. The places that I frequent in Arizona carry full sets. When I'm smelling Tom Ford, I have 40 fragrances in front of me. When I'm smelling Creed, I have 20 fragrances in front of me. When I'm smelling Mind Games, I have the entire set. When I'm smelling Chanel Exclusive, I have the entire set. And I don't just smell a few. I go through all of them. I'm a fragrance Nazi, guys. So I'm not just speaking as somebody who's tried a couple of fragrances from each house recently. No, I've gone through many houses, complete sets, and no one's messing with Javoy. You just have to trust me. And Kix got a little bit of that experience on last week because, granted, he didn't get through 16, but when I was driving him over to when we were going to fragrance houses or whatever, he went through. I think he got through 8 of them, and he'll tell you the 8 fragrances he tried were of extremely high caliber, extremely transportive, aesthetically dope. And Kix has just as, I highly respect his nose. He has a vast collection. He's put his nose to a lot of stuff, and he's active in these fragrance streets. He will tell you, regardless of how he feels about the fragrances, because I don't really think you can evaluate a house. I don't think you can evaluate a house like Javoy in the first experience, but he will tell you that it was truly an incredible experience with those fragrances. Extremely transportive. The richness, the depth, the uniqueness, the creativity, everything was just there, guys. You got to just trust me. I would not, you know me, I'm a no fluff kind of guy. Whether I'm talking about a $10 fragrance or a $500 fragrance, I don't cap. The Javoy Discovery set is not just elite, it is top 3 of the elites. And for me right now, the best discovery set I've come across in my entire fragrance journey so far. What do you think about the Vanilla Sex DNA? It falls short to Grand Soir to me. The vanilla sex DNA, the vanilla is a little too synthetic for me. And synthetic might not be the right word, but it's not the vanilla I jive with the most. I think amber and vanilla is the best pairing if you're going for creamy, sexy vanilla. And that vanilla is not as ambery. It's more ice cream cone vanilla-y. It's a little bit more dusty. Oh, wow. I need to actually plug in my phone. It's losing battery. Let me find a battery, guys. I'm so sorry. 1 second. I don't even think this will extend. You should hop on one of Brian's lives and debate Afro leather. He says it smells like a homeless African. Well, Brian's a kid, you know, and that's not disrespectful to say. I'm not saying that as a diss. Brian's a young guy. And young guys like different things. Different things appeal to young guys. And Brian is a unique guy in that for somebody his age, he has a much stronger appreciation for gourmand. So typically guys around his age like sweeter fragrances and fresher fragrances. But in the sweet category, he really gravitates towards gourmand. African leather is none of those. It's not a fresh fragrance, it's not a sweet fragrance, and it for dang sure is not a gourmand fragrance. So it's just not in his wheelhouse. And he's entitled to that opinion, you know? Everybody has their own journey, their own preferences. This African leather is a fragrance for a man 30 and up who is going to go into a room and periodically snipe every girl in the building. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be a man, like a grown man to wear this, you know? Brian's a man, but he's a young man, and that's cool. But I assure you there are grown men who don't like African leather as well. But if you look at all of the top women fragrance channels, all the women's top 10 for sexiest niche male fragrances, African leather will be in them. Every time. I don't care if you're talking about Monica. I don't care if you're talking about, what's the chick, Demi. They'll all tell you African leather is the sexiest man alive kind of fragrance. Homeless African, that's cap. Yeah, kerosene is so good. I have three kerosene fragrances, and I'm so impressed by that house because aesthetically, you look at their bottles and you don't think much, and then you smell their fragrances and you're like, wow, this is like, they have kind of an antique, vintage, brash style to their bottle presentations, and then they just have some of the most beautiful fragrances ever. So, is Supremacy Collector's Edition Beast Mode? Just about. 8 out of 10 beast mode. It's a 12-hour plus fragrance, if that helps. Each spray of Collector's Edition is the equivalent of an hour and a half to 2 hours of performance per one spray, which is quite high. We got to check out the Capsule Perfumery in LA next time you're here. Indie niche house with its own boutique store. She makes her perfumes in-house and sells them right there. I think Kix might have been telling me about that. I'm game. When I come up there in either June or July, I will be coming up there for 3 days. So I was telling Kix, I would like to spend one whole day building relationships with different houses in the valley there. This is such a good fragrance. I don't know why anyone would ever clown it. Probably top 5 best clones of all time. I want to spend like one day just meeting people and then another day just smelling fragrances. No meetups, just like going to as many houses as possible, smelling as much fragrance. And then I want to spend one day just doing meetups. You know, that way we kind of isolate the objectives. We don't try and get everything done in one day. This time we had to because of me and because we're all grown men, typically with kids and wives. But for me, when I go next time, I'm separating the occasions. I'm getting my discovery set next week. Yeah, I mean, you just have to. You just have to. Top 3 sexiest vanillas. I don't have a top 3 yet, but it's probably Tom Ford, Grand Soir, and probably something more tobacco-esque. But then you got to go into the sweet fragrances too. But when you say vanilla fragrance, I can't name something like a Jean Paul Gaultier. Like, for instance, Le Male Elixir has vanilla in it. I wouldn't call that a vanilla fragrance. When you say Grand Soir, that is a vanilla fragrance. When you say vanilla sex or whatever, that's a vanilla fragrance. So I'm not in a position right now to say a top 3, but to me, Grand Soir as a pure vanilla fragrance pretty much kills anything you could put in my face from retail niche level. What the heck is on my foot? Thoughts on Amouage Interlude? It's not for everybody. If you gave Interlude Man to 10 people, only 3 guys would like it, but those 3 guys will absolutely fall in love with it. Thank you, Esteban. Appreciate you and your time, brother. And also, it was such a privilege to meet you and spend time with you, man. You're a good dude. Can't wait to build on that relationship, man. Excellent, excellent time. Virtus Vanilla Oud Baby Cat is in my top 5, but again, I'm 45. See, I wouldn't even call Baby Cat a vanilla fragrance. It's got a lot of vanilla in it, but when I say vanilla fragrance, I'm talking vanilla. Straight vanilla. Tuxedo and even Tuxedo and Baby Cat, very strong vanilla for sure, but to me, I don't call that Baby Cat a vanilla fragrance. In the same way that I don't really call like Elysium a vetiver fragrance. You know, Elysium has a strong base of vetiver, but it's not a vetiver fragrance in the same way that Terre de Hermes is or Grey Vetiver or anything like that. But it is vanilla heavy. But if Baby Cat comes into play, then you have to invite pretty much every sexy date night fragrance into play. Because I think Baby Cat is kind of like 50%, 60% vanilla. And so many fragrances kind of have at least that much vanilla in it that are vanilla-ish. I need to check out that Virtus Vanilla Oud, though. I haven't put my nose to that yet. Virtus has some phenomenal fragrances. I need to check that out if they have a nice vanilla. I'm going to be real with you guys, though. I will say that I think after putting my nose to Grand Soir, I don't even know if I'm qualified to give a power top 5 ranking of vanilla because I have such a bias on amber and vanilla being a necessity in a fragrance if it's a vanilla fragrance. Like, if you go vanilla in anything else rather than vanilla in amber, I really struggle to put it even in the same category as Grand Soir. Like, anytime I've smelled vanilla not accompanied with a heavy amount of warm amber, I almost immediately say it's trash. If it's a dry vanilla or an ice cream coney type of vanilla or a slightly synthetic vanilla, or like a vanilla absolute or a dusty vanilla, I just hate it. I don't prefer it at all. Now, Day 3 has some incredible vanilla renditions, even though I wouldn't really call those vanilla forward fragrances. However, with Ambar Dominicano, I really like that fragrance. It reminds me of Grand Soir with a lot more spice up top and a lot more heat. You know, Ambar Dominicano is like taking Sriracha or Frank's Hot and pouring it all over your Grand Soir. You know what I'm saying? And that was really cool to see, but I gravitated towards it because it was a vanillic amber. Joel, you turning 50 soon, buddy? I have tried Musk Ravager. It was pretty good. I saw your review on the Gent Scent Michael Malal frag last week. Went exploring after that and found a 26 sample set from them for 109. Do you think, based on your recent experience, it's worth it? Well, I don't have any recent experience with the sample set. What I can tell you is that that particular fragrance, Terra Nova, I believe, um, it was a solid fragrance. It was hard for me to give it a fair rating because it reminded me of so many amber fragrances, namely Amberful from Mancera. Actually, let me grab it again. Sometimes I'm drawing from a memory and I might be wrong. Let me see where I put that fragrance, guys. Forgive me. Nah, I don't want to kill the live time. Yeah, the Terra Nova was a very safe, ambery, fresh fragrance. I don't even want to call it fresh because it had a little heat on it, but it reminded me a lot of like Amberful and stuff like Amberful. So it was kind of hard because it was like, well, I like Amberful a little bit more. Oh, it reminded me of Equus as well. Like Terra Nova was almost to me like a hybrid of Equus and Amberful. So it was kind of hard to judge it as its own unique thing because it felt like it was pooling from a lot of different like bangers already. But as far as if the sample set was worth it, 26 fragrances for $110 is a great deal if you enjoy the experience with the sample set. I don't have experience with a lot of the other collab fragrances, so I'm interested to see what you think about it. Sembo, well, what do you think about Virtus Narcosis DNA or King by Fragrance World? Haven't tried it. Haven't tried it yet. By the way, we're going to sign off in like 3 minutes, guys. So last minute questions, fill up the chat. I want to spend a little bit of time tonight going through all these fragrances I got. And I'm not doing reviews tonight. I'm just going to sit in my room and enjoy some fragrances, just hang out. Just got YSL Loam on your recommendation. The person wearing it is a confident yet humble, overachieving boss. I'm glad you like it, man. I'm glad you like it. It's really a fragrance that I think people don't respect enough because everybody's chasing beast mode and loud, and I could literally sit here and just bring it up, bring it down, bring it up, bring it down, bring it up. The basil note in here is just so alluring and sexy. Who would have thought basil? Who would have thought a basil forward fragrance would be so sexy on a man? Anytime I wear this, anytime, and I mean, the dent doesn't lie. I'm I have to overspray this fragrance, you know, 10 spray minimum for me on Loam because it's such a quiet, alluring, intimate fragrance. I want it to be louder than it is, but it can't be. It's the king of Netflix and chill, the allure, the I need to be in your jacket right now, the I want excuses to give you a hug. This fragrance is something where from the outside in, you would have so much to say about it, and then you'd put it on and watch how many people gravitate towards you for having it on. And the atomizer isn't low pressure, but it's somewhere between low pressure and regular. I'm gonna spray it. It's just sexy in a bottle. It's just the, you know, it's like reeling a fish in really slow. Charm, class, sex appeal, sophistication, maturity. Oh my gosh. Yo, Loam is so slept on, man. But anyways, Beetle, I'm glad you've had a phenomenal experience with it. It macerates like a freaking champ. Oh, I don't know what the hype is with all the other YSL fragrances. Loam is just so slept on. I don't have a blueberry fragrance. Actually, I do, but I haven't reviewed it yet. Plan on picking up the new Comrade Decant? No. Decant does not look appealing to me. And everybody that I know that has had it, and I have plenty of friends that have the fragrance right now, you know, it's another Comra. You know, it's like, if you own all three of those fragrances, you're mad right now because you're like, man, they're all so close. They're all so close to each other. I truly think Kawa, if you made it past FOMO to where all you have is Kawa and now you're trying to figure out whether or not you need to get Decant or Comra, just stop at Kawa. Decant is so close to the other two. It's like, and again, we're talking about like sweet entry-level gourmand, coffee-ish holiday fragrances. It's like, dude, if you own any of those three fragrances, those are not the kind of fragrance that you want to own all three. They're very minimal wears. Christmas, Thanksgiving, maybe super cold weather as like a signature pop-out fragrance. A coffee shop. These are not fragrances you're wearing at all. They're very, you know, you pop out very rarely with them. Why would you own all three? You have three fragrances sitting on your shelf almost year round. Man, that YSL Loam even has like a melon note, like a green melon note with the basil. God, man, this fragrance is perfection. Absolute perfection. Gosh, I miss smelling my fragrances. I miss them. Absolutely miss them. Oh my gosh. It's good to be home, guys. It's good to be home. How's that fragrance with amber? Oh my gosh. I gotta write this combo down, guys. Hold on. Okay. Notes. We will go YSL Loam plus Drakkar Intense. Oh man, that fragrance is insane. And all three are so specialized. If you have them all, you'll never get through them. I will never get through, let me just say this. I will never get through Kawa. And I'm so glad I bought Kawa first, Because if I would have bought Camera and then got Kawa, I would have been mad I got Camera. This is the one. As a man, as a woman, you might be able to make a case for all three. As a man, this is the only one you need. This is the only one that's truly perfectly unisex, masculine, slight lean. I just discovered an awesome combo, guys. But yeah, man. I will not go through this whole bottle of Kawa. Why? Because it's nuclear. 2 sprays, you are good. Front and back, 10 hours plus. So because of that, and because of the fact that it's such a circumstantial wear, you're gonna have that bottle forever. How would you describe Star Men Nebula DNA? I haven't smelled it in a long time. I can't really speak to it. I know a lot of people really like it, but I've looked at the DNA in the past. I've smelled it a long, long time ago because it's quite an old frag, and it didn't speak to me. So I can't even really speak to it now. Oh, I did the combo just now. I thought you guys might have seen it. Oh my gosh. That's a left field combo if I've ever seen one. I'm selling more and more of my occasional fragrances and buying more anytime all occasion fragrances. Kept a couple, but way less than I had. I think that's so smart, Joel. I really do. I really do. When it's all said and done at the end of this year, when I get to 10K, that's the goal this year for me, is to hit 10K. And I'm going to be pretty aggressive about it. At the end of the year, I am going to do a massive giveaway. I'm probably going to give away about half my collection. And I'm going to make it a reoccurring thing that after about every 2-3 years or so, I just cut my collection in half. Especially after my ebooks come out and I've documented a lot of these fragrances are field study fragrances where I'm doing combos and different things like that and layerings. And so once I have all my combos and I make my original formulas, I'll be doing away with a good portion of the collection. I have 6 rows of fragrances just here. This isn't even my whole collection. I have 6 rows here, and I could probably comfortably take that down to 3. All right, guys, any last minute questions? I'm going to go get some water. I'll be right back answering any last minute questions before I sign off. Because you're not thinking. Is that loam and EDT? Yes. Yeah, it's a 60 ml EDT. I don't know if you have to pay attention to a specific year with loam because I don't think there was reprints ever of loam. I don't think that's the case with Lanuidolome, but I think with loam you're pretty like you're not having to deal with reformulation. I'm pretty sure on that. But yeah, you just standard EDT loam 60 ml. I do know of people who buy the EDP, which maybe if you want an extra hour or two of performance, I could see why you could go with that. But I like the smell and the projection of the fragrance from loam, and I'm the most familiar with it. So for me, I don't really like to stray from that. In the same way that it's like, you know, Eros EDP is probably the best performing, better smelling fragrance. The Parfum is the best smelling, weakest performer. But the Toilette is the most projective, least performer. It kind of ties with the Parfum. I love the Eau de Toilette, even though most people prefer the Parfum and the EDP. I find that older gentlemen prefer the Parfum. 30-year-olds and down prefer the EDP. I just think $35 for 100 ml of the EDT is getting you so close, and it's one of the very few EDTs that you get 10 plus hours of performance on. So just spend the 35 bucks, get the 100 ml, and call it a day. Whereas if you get the EDP, you know, you're spending like 75 or something like that. It just doesn't make sense to me. This is like, sometimes you don't always get the better smelling fragrance. Sometimes there is a such thing as going after performance or going after a particular concentrate's opening over the dry down. I don't know. There's just a lot of factors to it for me in my mind. And I hope you guys saw on my recent episode, how to get the most out of your fragrance journey, just how my mind is so deep. Like I really think through a lot of different categories in my mind that probably the typical fragrance collector could care less about. So a lot of times you gotta just take that with a grain of salt. Like Scent Bubble is just crazy. He's a weirdo. He's a savant. Take what I say with a grain of salt. Like if you want to be in my mind and things I say resonate with you, then by all means, like listen to the things that I say. But if I'm totally okay and aware of the fact that a lot of people just look at me from afar and they respect my nose and they appreciate the way I talk about fragrance, even though they might not identify with the way that I take ideas and concepts into my own process. And I think it would be selfish for me to assume that people all connect with the ideas that I have. So I just kind of throw them out there as information. But I just say that to say a lot of the things that I think about when it comes to fragrance and what influences my decisions, the average person could care less. Is it true that liquid Brune smells like sweet cocoa butter? I don't know where you heard that. By the way, SB, love your last video, podcast style video. Do more, please. Thank you, Joel. I appreciate that. What's your top 3 Mancera you would recommend? Vetiver Sensual, Amberful, Jardin Exclusive, Pearl. Thoughts on Amora Cafe? Waste of money. Okay, guys, it's a good time for me to sign off. I'm going to enjoy some fragrances. I have a lot to put my nose to. I think I'm sitting on like 70 decants that I still need to go through. I haven't done reviews for. I'm not going to do reviews tonight because I've got like 50 episodes loaded up on YouTube already, and I just want to take a break. I just want to enjoy fragrances and hang out, maybe listen to some music, chill out. I had a long day today. I was in a freaking suit and tie basically today all day, so... And then I was pissed because I wanted to wear Coromandel to this seminar tonight, and I freaking accidentally grabbed Sycamore. I looked and saw Coromandel, and I grabbed Sycamore because the bottles are all clear and they're hard to read. And so I smelled like freaking dry wood all day today, and I was pissed. I truly was pissed. But I had to go with it because I loaded myself with sprays. And I knew as soon as I sprayed it, I'm like, dang, my Coromandel must have macerated or something because it ain't smelling how I remember it. And then I got in the car and looked at my travel spray, and there it goes. Sycamore. I was so mad. I was so pissed off. So it's been a long day. Thank you, Greenlee. I appreciate the feedback. Stay blessed too, Solo. Thank you so much, brother, for watching, man. I hope this was valuable for you. No, I do love sycamore, but in Arizona weather, in 100-degree heat, you're not trying to smell like sycamore. Like, it's 100 degrees. The sun is blazing. I don't want to smell like dry, smoky wood. Sorry. Especially not at a dinner seminar. Coromandel was the right choice. Sycamore was not the right choice there. And not only that, but with sycamore, it's like even if I was going for sycamore, I wouldn't even wear it because this is sycamore, but better because it's got the resins. So if I was going for sycamore, I would have preferred a more dark, velvety approach to the woody vibe and just went with Olive Extreme. This is a better fragrance than sycamore. I only have sycamore just because I happen to have it, not because I bought it. Sycamore is not made for 100-degree heat. All right, guys. Love y'all, man. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are back in the building. Thank you so much for your feedback on my last video. Got a lot of collabs coming, a lot of content. I'm not just talking out of my butt. It's already uploaded on YouTube. It's all scheduled out. We are going crazy on the road to 10K. I'm going to make an aggressive push starting now. And I'm going to try to do some revolutionary stuff. Stay tuned for the LA blog so you guys can see what I did in California. And until next time, I hope you guys are having an awesome time on your fragrance journey. If there was any questions that I didn't answer, please put them in the comments section and I will respond within a 24-hour period. I'd love to answer any of those questions that I might have missed or that you thought of last minute and can't ask because I'm out of here. Love you guys. Really appreciate Joel, moderators, friends, and family. All you guys who asked great questions and put feedback in the chat. I would not be live without you. So thank you guys so much. And until next time, y'all be blessed.